Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
But this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain, or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where, and you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't...
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never heard... I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Want a taste of my hammer? Another
with my blade. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
Free.
Witness the power. A touch of frost.
from whence you came!
I got careless.
I'm going in! Off we go!
Freeze! Picked the wrong test subject.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is time on a criminal in your example?
No, my sword!
Detoxifying heat! You need to hurry up!
Let's light it up!
A touch of frost!
Right.
Let me weave you a verse.
Feels close!
Shoot! I can't afford any more bandages. No, my sword!
Let's do this quickly!
One with my blade! Spirit blade! Attack!
You're toast! Boba, get them!
A touch of frost!
Rain cutter!
Nice and spicy!
Of death.
Excellent! Body and mind.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized.
Time to act.
Why would he?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churls? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
From whence you came! Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have... But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
Mm-hmm. We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom. That's...
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's
Альбедо and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy-related disciplines I'm any good at. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question. Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some... Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder... Did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, it seems that... Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
Swift and merciful!
Witness the power of... Teamwork is dreamwork!
Submit for judgment! One with my blade!
Rain out! Finds your fate!
But how? Swift and merciful!
Let's light it up!
Eat this!
Get Rain Cutter! I'm going in!
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the... Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your element, just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. Well, it's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
A touch of frost. From whence you came!
You're toast! At the frying pan!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
This spells the end of the exorcists. heart be pure, evil be erased. Mind be purged, world be... I always forget that last part.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this... Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world.
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more.
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is... But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the... The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask, but a peculiar person. They don't... For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see the...
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me... Oh, having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me.
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. What a...
You can count on me, sir.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to... what Paimon meant to say...
Before we can proceed with our... If you're interested, why not have a look around?
Here comes Альбедо! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemic. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences. Take Tevat, for example. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able... So, leaving elements to one side. I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. No. You shan't be... Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it. That was your best effort?
What's with the disappointment? Isn't that, like, impossible?
Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find Anyway, why don't you...
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward...
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then, if there's anything left over.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway? do it the old-fashioned way.
I take my meals cold to quiet the spirit and calm my vital energies. Genshin-infused water with ice is the most effective.
That was fast. That was fast. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more
Not to worry. At least we put some food to... And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box...
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But...
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. And there are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barely finished eating, and you want us to go gathering
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision, I must have dropped them somewhere in the...
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah! electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it.
Goodness. You managed to find... I'm wondering... This element...
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as...
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, only a never-before-seen other world...
You mean... we
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my... I have to commend your deduction that the... Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity... In essence, the differences between humans are looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there... So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into... Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more... I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test.
Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong.
I ride on wind and cloud alike.
Off we go. Adventure time. Let's light it up! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
One with my blade.
Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword.
Goba, get...
Fourth, my blade. Spirit blade, attack!
Everybody stand back! Yeah. Off we go! It's a miracle!
You want us to jump?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using... Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might... No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the...
Wait a minute! While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing... emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking us.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights...
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. Gold, petrified trees... the essence of the investigative process isn't... I'm willing to pour all my energy into research. All these things that start out as objects of fascination, and...
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna...
Of course not. You have been of greatest... Now, before we head back to the campsite, follow me. There are some other... I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capability. I'd like you to explore these ruins and retrieve. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. A tried and tested So, let's see you in action. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Let's light it up! Venture team, assemble!
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Nice and spicy.
Submit for judgment.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Huh?
king!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
No, my sword!
Nice and spicy! That really hurt! You're toast! Water!
Forth, my blade!
Let's light it up!
I cannot underestimate my enemy. The scourge of evil remains.
Time to act. Body and mind.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Gua.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! It's a miracle! Adventure time!
Off we go!
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey, explaining things.
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of... There's still a lot to learn about them. And let me make a copy first. I'll make time to...
Another thing for the don't understand. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer... Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all... Unless you can think of anything better to...
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on.
You!
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps...
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his...
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even...
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into...
So, what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your I've investigated everything else.
But we don't even know what...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things which is what I was hoping.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Альбедо, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... you're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for them?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence. The only other life form that, like you, has come here for... But after imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something is not nurturing otherworldly life also. It would seem that
Paimon thought, with all our effort...
life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfect. So, do you understand what I meant about us convert?
Things feel right now. Don't be... Альбедо, Paimon...
Thank you both. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that in the future, if the need arises, well... I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not... Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything. Can I rely on you to stop me?
Hey, let's go see Timaeus! Paimon has a favor to ask him. It'd be great if we could catch Sucrose and Альбедо too, but they seem really busy lately, so let's not get our hopes up.